everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you all are doing great. In today's video, we will learn about 10 different ways how to say sorry or how we can apologize in 10 different ways. So let's look at these phrases. Now before starting the different ways of saying sorry, let's first of all quickly know what is an apology. Now apology or apologizing is a form of expression. What kind of expression? It is an expression of regret for not being able to do something, or maybe for hurting someone through your words or through your actions. That's when we apologize to people. We say sorry. So it is more of an admission of your fault. Okay, so this is an expression. We generally apologize to people in our day-to-day life. So let's learn few different phrases or words so we can say something different other than sorry. Okay, now let's start with the first one. The first one is the first phrase that can be used in form of sorry, in place of sorry, is I am sincerely apologetic, or you could say that I sincerely apologize. Now this is a very formal way of saying sorry. So you can use this at your office, with your colleagues, with your seniors, or you could use it in a written form when you're writing emails to your clients or customers where you need to apologize for some reason. So there you can use this phrase or this sentence instead of just writing sorry. It's shows a better expression, better way of expressing that you are at fault. Okay, now let's move on to the second phrase. The second phrase is I owe you an apology. Okay, now this is a informal way of saying sorry. So you can use this in a informal setting or a casual setting. Okay, so if you like, you can use it in an office or a workplace where you can say this to your colleagues who are closer to you, or when you are indulging in some casual conversation during your break or during lunchtime, you can use this phrase. Otherwise, mostly it will be used in a casual setting. So the phrase is I owe you an apology. It's a very better way to say, don't you think? Instead of just saying sorry, it shows that you are genuinely sorry about something. You're genuinely, feeling bad that you've done something wrong. The third phrase is I am ever so sorry. So this is like very desperate way of saying sorry. Like you're desperately, genuinely, you are apologetic and you are asking for forgiveness. So you say that I am ever so sorry. Maybe you have hit someone while driving your car or riding a bike, and you're very, very sorry. You didn't mean to. It was an accident and it just happened. So you say I'm ever so sorry for doing that. I am so sorry. Okay, so this could be a situation where you can use this phrase. So where it shows that you are desperately and genuinely sorry for something. Now the fourth way of saying sorry is excuse me. Now you must have noticed sometimes we come across such situations. For example, you are in a room full of people where you are watching a movie. You have gathered with your friends to watch a movie, or you are at a movie theater with a lot of people watching the movie, and all of a sudden you sneeze or cough, and what do you say? Oh, excuse me. Because you weren't expecting that and it just happened, and you're sorry for disturbing others. So you say excuse me. Here, instead of saying sorry, you say excuse me. Another way of using excuse me can be like if you're asking someone at a bus or a train that excuse me, could you please move so I can have some space to sit, or you're in a crowd, you're passing through and you say excuse me, I need to go through. or you could say, excuse me, can I borrow that? So it's also an expression of, like not disturbing people while they are doing something and you need something. You need to pass through, or you need a seat, or you need to pick up something and there are a lot of people standing in front of it, or you need to get your car or bike from the parking and there are people sitting there. So you could say, excuse me, could you please move so I could take my bike. So these are some situations where you can use excuse me. I'm sure there will be many more situations where you can use this phrase. Instead of just saying sorry, you say excuse me. So it is more of an expression. Let's move on to the next phrase. Now the fifth phrase is, it's all my fault. Again, you have done something terrible and you're very sorry about it. So you say that, oh, it's all my fault that this has happened. So imagine a situation where you might have dropped something in a friend's kitchen or something, or they have asked you to look after something they were making and they have left and they've asked you to check, and you've burnt it or done something wrong and you feel bad about it because you need to feed a lot of people. That food is to be fed to a lot of people, so you're sorry about it. So you say, oh, it's all my fault, I made a mistake. So that's how you say sorry. Instead of just saying sorry in this situation or a similar situation, you could say that, oh, it's all my fault, it was all my fault. Way of saying sorry is pardon me. Yes, pardon me. It is very similar to like saying excuse me, but this is used in different situations. For example, you are in a lecture theater and you're sitting a little behind and you can't hear your professor or lecturer, so you would you want to ask them to repeat something. Then how would you say, so pardon me, I couldn't get that last part, could you please repeat? So that's how you use pardon me. Instead of saying excuse me, you say pardon me. Okay, so this was one of a situation where you can use the phrase pardon me. Okay, you can use pardon me in different situations, just like I mentioned here. Or you could, in a meeting, you could say you want to add something. Okay, during a meeting everybody is talking, giving out their points, and you would like to add something. So you would raise your hand and say, pardon me, but I would like to add something. Just like saying, I beg your pardon, but I would like to add something, some more points. So this is another situation where you can use pardon me instead of just saying sorry. Here you're not apologetic, like you have made some mistake. Here you're using it, it's like a polite gesture before saying something. Instead of just barging into a conversation, or instead of just rudely asking, just repeat again. So you would say, pardon me, could you please repeat again? So it's a polite way of saying, it's an expression. Okay, I hope you understood this. Now let's move on to the next phrase. Now the seventh way of saying or apologizing could be, how stupid of me, or you could say, how careless or thoughtless of me. Okay, now imagine yourself in a situation where you have again committed some mistake and you're very apologetic about it. So you say, how stupid of me, I did something like this, or how I was not careless, how careless of me, something happened because you were careless, or you didn't think, so you were thoughtless. So you can use these words, careless or thoughtless. Okay, how careless of me or how thoughtless of me, depending on the situation, what kind of mistake you have committed. So you can say that how stupid of me, I dropped something, or you broke a glass. So how stupid of me, how careless of me, I should have been more careful. So you were being careless and you broke a crockery, maybe at you are at someone else's places and you've done that. So you're apologetic about it. So you say that I was really I was stupid, it was stupid of me, it was careless of me to be doing something like that. So this is another way of expressing your apology. Isn't it a better way of saying instead of just saying sorry? If you agree with me, please use these phrases in your everyday life. It, puts a better impression with whomever you are speaking with. With that, let's move on to the next phrase. Now, the eighth way of saying sorry or being apologetic, you could say, please accept my or our sincerest apologies. Yes, either you say, please accept my sincerest apologies, or if you're sending it on behalf of, your brand or of family, on behalf of your family, you say, please accept my sincerest apologies, our sincerest apologies. Okay, so this is a very formal way of saying sorry. So this can be used in a formal setting or a formal sort of gathering or formal sort of situation. Okay, so think of a situation where you are a brand or a product, or you work for a brand, and your customer is unhappy about the delayed delivery of the product. So you have to, that person has emailed you and you have to respond to them, and you are apologetic about the delay. So you politely write this sentence as a form of apology. So you say that please accept our sincerest apologies. Since you're talking on behalf of your organization or your brand, so you say ours. It means that from your team, on behalf of your team. Okay, so this is one example where you can use this phrase. So this is more of a formal sentence. So you say, please accept my sincerest apologies, or please accept our sincerest apologies. So this will be mainly used in a workspace or a formal setting. The ninth phrase is, I am so sorry, or you could say, I am terribly sorry. Now, since we are learning different ways of saying sorry, let's use one phrase where we actually use the word sorry. So you could say, I'm sorry, or I'm very sorry, or I'm terribly sorry. So this is a very commonly used phrase that we say when we are sorry. I'm very sorry, I'm terribly sorry. So this can be used across any setting, either formal or informal. So since it's a very common way, so it is more accepted and also more known. So you could use this phrase if you find other phrases difficult, but I would suggest please try and use different ways of saying sorry in different situations. So that's how you can enhance your English vocabulary. That is why we are here, right? Isn't it? So we are going to use these different ways. Now let's move on to the last phrase of today's video. Now the 10th phrase and the last phrase for today is my bad, or you could say my apologies. So this is again a very informal way of saying sorry. So this can be used in your everyday life in a casual setting. So you've done something, or you're walking and you just might, graze through somebody, and sometimes we say that sorry. So instead of that, you can say my bad or my apologies. So these are more politer ways of saying sorry. So this is another way of saying sorry or being apologetic. My bad or my apologies. These are very short forms of expressions. I hope you understood how to use these different phrases for saying sorry or being apologetic. So I hope that you will use these phrases in your daily life. So to be better at using these phrases, please start using a couple of these phrases in your daily life and keep practicing, like I always say, because that is the only way to get better in your conversations, in improving your speaking skills. So keep practicing. Now that's all for today's video. I will come back soon with another video where I will tell you how you're going to respond when somebody apologizes, right? It is not that always you are apologetic. There are people apologetic to you. So how are you going to respond? So that's what I'm going to tell you in my next video. Now till that, I hope you keep practicing, keep learning and keep growing. See you in the next video soon. Take care and goodbye.